heard my name, I nearly fell to the floor because I was so surprised. I was in shock. And at the same time, I felt at peace. It was a weird combination of emotions, but I was very grateful that I was selected by the panel of judges to be the Miss Universe Jamaica 2025.
So you were just crowned Miss Universe Jamaica 2025. Take me back to that moment. What went through your head?
So in the moment, I had my hands clasped with my co-contestant, Sharon Anderson. She's so lovely, and in the moment we were just exchanging words of encouragement to each other, and it was really just a special moment with her. And so in the silence, I just, was praying because I am a spiritual person. And the moment I heard my name, I nearly fell to the floor because I was so surprised. I was in shock. And at the same time, I felt at peace. It was a weird combination of emotions, but I was very grateful that I was selected by the panel of judges to be the Miss Universe Jamaica 2025.
And in the moments after, how are you feeling now?
Well, I'm still actually going through the process of being in shock. I'm still registering it, but I'm also very grounded. I just have a deep sense of gratitude, and it hasn't left me.
What's changed for you?
Well, I've been getting up a lot more phone calls, that's for sure. And all the friends have been reaching out to me from far and wide, friends who don't live in Jamaica, friends from abroad. And they've just expressed that they're so proud of me. They're proud that I've actually gone outside of my comfort zone and stepped out of the box to do something that's different.
This is different for you, pageants?
It is a little bit different from my typical day-to-day. So, as you know, I'm a medical doctor and I work at the University Hospital of the West Indies. So for me, it's usually scrubs and a pair of Crocs. Very relaxed environment. Tense on some days, of course, because, in the environment where it's the hospital, patients are usually near death sometimes. But at the same time, we want to be relaxed for them. So it is relatively relaxed as opposed to pageantry where your face is always on the on the front, page or on the TV screen. So I'm still, even now, seeing my face in media is just a shock for me.
Wow.
Yes.
You weren't a person who liked photographs per se before?
I would say I wasn't a limelight person, but I do have a deep appreciation for photography, for art, for creativity, creative arts. So yes and no, but I do love it.
We are getting to know you. You are about to represent us on one of the largest international stages. So let's get to know you a little bit. Tell me, what was your childhood like? Where did you grow up?
Okay, so I grew up in Kingston, Jamaica. My childhood was mostly characterized by my parents having Sunday dinners with us, taking us to the beach probably every 3 months. I appreciated that. Your face.
Every 3 months is often.
It is. Okay, I guess so. I would attend church regularly on a weekly basis as a part of my Sunday school, avid lover of God. And I attended Queen's Preparatory School. I then matriculated to the Immaculate Conception High School, where I did sixth form, and then moved on to attend the University of the West Indies, where I studied medicine.
Okay. Why medicine?
So medicine for me, it was a challenge. It was something that I really wanted to embark upon because it's just the best form I see of giving back. It's the best way of giving back to people. When people are at their lowest, that's when you want to lift them up. And so I find that the hospital is a place where individuals come to seek help, to seek healing. And it's not just physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. And you being that physician for them can mean so much more than just helping them with a physical ailment. It's so much more than that.
And why ophthalmology specifically?
So ophthalmology has a unique balance. It allows for you to cater to your personal life, but also to the public. And so I liked the balance that it provided. In addition to this, I say this to everyone, the eye is like the body in one organ. There are so many components to the eye. It would be impossible for me to just describe it to you right now. You're probably flabbergasted. So I really do love ophthalmology in that regard.
Okay. Do you wear glasses?
No, I don't actually.
So I ask because typically when people have that type of passion for that area, it's because they've experienced what it is like to wake up and not be able to see.
It was so funny actually. I entered my first year and I said, let me just check if I do need 2015 actually. So there's something beyond 2020. I actually see 2015.
Wow. What was your school experience like? First at Queen's and then at university?
So at Queen's, it was a very diverse culture. We had students from various backgrounds, and so I felt as though I was really exposed to people of different ethnicities, and that helped to build my confidence in interacting with others. I was fearless when it came on to that. When I was at Queen's, I also was involved in the debate society. I did track and field. I was a part of the magazine club, which was my favorite club. We would make magazines and print them by the end of the semester for all the students to read. I did so many things. And then in high school now, I did tennis. So I absolutely love tennis. It's actually one of the best sports to play because it helps to prolong your life. There's statistical evidence for that. So it's really good. You can start. So tennis, glee club, which is choir. I also did the piano, so I am a trained performing artist. I have certification from the Trinity Guildhall School of Music, both in vocals and in piano. And then I also did Red Cross Club. So I was the president of the Red Cross Club, which was very big for me, and it left a deep imprint on my brain as to how we can give back, because we had so many encounters. Food for the poor, there was another home, the Mortley home. We just went on so many excursions where we would interact with individuals who were less fortunate, and we had the opportunity to pour into them in a way that you couldn't do otherwise. So I was really grateful for those experiences.
So you were very involved in high school.
Heavily involved.
Okay, I'm sure your peers would describe you one way, but how would your teachers describe you?
Someone who is deeply interested in what she's doing. I wouldn't say I was rebellious, but I did fall asleep in class every once in a while. So at the end of the day, I always wanted to ensure that my work was completed and that it was done to the best of my abilities.
And how would your friends describe you?
An overachiever, I guess. They would say, okay, Gabby, what are you doing now? You doing another thing? All right, no problem. But the real friends would always support me, and that's what I appreciated about them.
Okay, what do you think was your biggest flaw from high school?
My biggest flaw, I would say, was not slowing down and not taking time to build on more friendships. There's so many other individuals who I, would pass by, in the sense that we were in the same classes together, we did certain activities together, but we never really got to know each other on a deeper level. So I think one thing I would have liked to do is slow down a little bit, just to do that.
Okay. So did you get to address that in college?
So college was a whole other kettle of fish. So in college, medical school, if you speak with anybody who goes through medical school, it's very demanding on your time. And unfortunately, we do not get summer holidays after second year. So we are consistently going at it. We are always in classes. We're always learning at the patient's bedside. And so there's not much time to slow down. That's actually the structure of medicine, unfortunately. But I did live on Hall. I lived on Elsa Leorini Towers Hall. And that allowed for me to get to know other people from other countries. So that was my social experience. And I'm so grateful for it.
Okay. So you're an ELR girl. What was your hall name?
Oh, I actually don't remember right now. But I was more so involved in service. There was like a service group that was affiliated with ELR, and that's what I was a part of.
Okay. So medical school didn't have much time to slow down. What did you do to unwind in those very few and far in between moments?
Spent time with my family mostly, and at the time I would go to Bible studies or Friday night outings usually. But that's the most of my social life. I was always involved in my books because medicine is more, like I just said, it's more than just the physical aspect. You really want to cater to the emotional and spiritual aspect of the patient, and you want to ensure that you're providing them with the ultimate service. You don't want to be half-hearted about it. This is someone's life we're talking about, and whether or not they get the opportunity to keep that life, you want to ensure that to the very end you've poured into them in the best possible way. So I wanted to do that for people.
So how do you pour into yourself?
I pour into myself in various ways. I have developed a love for, well, I've always loved to read, but an even deeper love for certain novels that speak to, and autobiographies that speak to people's journeys. I love hearing stories about others and how they overcame their challenges. Another thing that I do is meditation. So every night before I go to bed, I'll take 10 to 15 minutes for myself. And I will just take some deep breaths in through my nose and breathe out through my mouth. And that really centers me. So that's what really helps me to decompress.
Okay. All right. And you did say you're very spiritual. Would you say you're Christian?
Not necessarily. I am on a path. So I grew up in a Christian home, but I have also been exposed to other realities. So I would say yes and no, but it's a process that I'm going through.
You seem to spend a lot of time with your family because that's how you unwind. Do you have siblings?
Yes, I do.
How many?
So I have 2 sisters and 1 brother.
Big household. What's your dynamic like with your siblings? And are you the middle child or?
I am the middle child, but I'm second to last. So I'm the baby girl. So that's what I wouldn't say. They call me the baby girl, but I don't feel that way. I don't feel the baby girl. But yes, that's what I'm referred to as.
Okay, so what's the dynamic like with them?
Well, we each have our own personalities, and I think that forms just the many ingredients to this beautiful cake, or if you want to call it a cake. So my elder sister is probably the most dominant personality. She's very outgoing. And then my second sister, she's very reserved. So they balance each other out. And then I'm just in the middle of that dynamic. My brother, he's the protector, which is quite ironic because he's the youngest. So he looks out for all of us.
Okay. What did they say when you told them that I'm going to enter a Miss Universe Jamaica pageant?
I think they know me so well, they're just like, okay.
No shocking. No shock.
No.
Okay. All right, so this is your second time around in the Miss Universe Jamaica pageant. Let's go back to the first time. What was that first run like?
So the first run was a very good run, I would say. It exposed me to the realities of pageantry and what is required of individuals who do enter. At the end of the day, you want a queen who is poised and eloquent. You want someone who's confident but also humble, and someone who understands people, understands their dynamics, and is able to connect with them. So through that process, I was able to gain a better picture of what is required of me. And that's what I believe led to my confidence in my second entry.
Okay. And your second entry, you did come in a lot more confident. How do you think that played out in the competition?
I think it gave credence to who I am. So the position that one would take when they look at me and say, okay, she's definitely eligible for the crown, it catered to that, and it allowed people to really believe in that.
Did you create any deep sisterhoods this year?
Absolutely, absolutely. The ladies this year were just phenomenal. They were so kind-hearted, so genuine, and they wanted to pour into each other, which I absolutely loved. When they saw each other, it was like, how can I help you? What can I give to you today? Do you need anything? And that was consistent from beginning to end.
What's your favorite memory from this year's competition?
Okay, I have so many. I have so many, so I'm just going to mention one. So I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's one of my favorite. memories was at Princess Grand Hotels. We were there this year. A friend, I call her a friend, Troyan Anderson. So we were both asking Mark, who is the co-director, if we could run and get coffee. But at the same time, we were screening some videos. And so we were just like, oh, let's go and ask him. So we just went and, Mark, can we go and get some coffee? And he's like, oh, sure. And we literally ran, ran to the coffee shop. It was so funny. I know probably someone looking up like, how is that your favorite memory? Like, how is that a favorite memory? But it was just how it was conducted, how we were so similar in asking and how we were so excited to just go and get a cup of coffee. Like, it was in the moment, I could just feel the bond and that sense of camaraderie and comfort. It was really beautiful.
It's very telling that your favorite memory is a person who was right up to the end with you. What would you like to say to Troyan?
Oh, there's so many things I would say. I don't want to cry on camera. I would say to Troyan, you are such a beautiful soul, and continue to believe in yourself, continue to pour into your dreams and your goals, and never give up in becoming who you are meant to be. She's already a queen in my eyes, so.
Well, she's a queen in our eyes too. She's the first runner up.
She is.
I know that there is a long history of passing secrets to the upcoming queen. Oh. So tell me, what are the secrets that...
But it wouldn't be a secret if I share it.
Okay, not secrets. What advice did Rachel give you after handing over her crown?
Okay. Well, like you said, some of it is a secret, so I wouldn't be able to share everything. I can give some words of advice that she gave to me as it pertains to even just being on TV, and it was just to be myself. Rachel, as you know, is, how do I describe Rachel? She's one of the most genuine people I've ever met, and she's so thoughtful and heartfelt. And she said, Gabby, they're gonna ask you the questions that you know you're gonna answer, but just be yourself. Don't be afraid to just share what you have to share. And essentially, she was saying, don't hold back. I guess that would be a translation of what she was saying. And yeah, that was it. I don't want to share any more secrets, otherwise she'll come for me. So I'm just gonna keep it on the down low.
There's such an intimate balance between sharing too much and not sharing enough, especially in this age of social media. So how do you protect your image while still letting people into the real Gabby?
That's an excellent question. I would still have to think about that one because I'm navigating it as I go along. And I've already been exposed to that reality because I do see people going over certain boundaries or extending themselves in ways that are just very discomforting. So I've been taking it step by step, and with each step I'll say, okay, this is something I'm definitely not going to cross the lines with. With others, I will seek advice from those who've gone ahead of me and just be guided by them.
Are you big on social media?
I wouldn't say I'm big on social media. I'm actually quite a private person, interestingly enough.
Outside of wanting to represent your country, how has it been stopping every 5 minutes to take a photo and people prying on every aspect of who you are?
Well, you said it so eloquently. It's really just the motivation behind it. It's telling myself, what am I doing this for? What's my reason for being here? And with that thought, I'll say, okay, it's time to post. It's time to show the world what Jamaica has, or who Jamaica has, rather. And yeah, that's really what I'm all about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Thailand. Have you ever been to Thailand?
No, I haven't.
Was that a place that you wanted to travel to before?
It wasn't on my bucket list, but I have been looking at videos of Thailand, the culture there, the people, and I'm really excited. Especially for the food. I am a foodie, so.
Really?
Yes.
What food exactly?
What types of food do I love? Oh, everything, that's why.
Our Jamaican girls, whether it be for this pageant or others, tend to bring parts of the country over to wherever they are and become the main character. Do you feel any pressure to do that?
Not pressure. I think just being myself and loving what I love and sharing what I love will be enough. And it starts with music. So music is a deep part of who I am, which I had shared before. and reggae music in particular. So I'll be playing music wherever I go, and that's something that I'm really open to doing. I'm not such a great dancer. You can let Jamaica know that. Please don't be disappointed in me. I don't have two left feet, but you know, I'm not like the ravers, you know, so go easy on me. But yes, I will be bringing just who I am and what I love to Thailand.
Is there any other thing outside of the food that you're particularly looking forward to being
Thailand,
in?
the people.
Not just being in Thailand, being in the Miss Universe competition in Thailand.
Okay. In relation to the competition specifically, well, I love people, so I'm going to say people again, because I'm also excited to meet the co-contestants, meaning the other queens from the other countries, because as I mentioned before, I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing how their journey began, where it took them, how they overcame their challenges, and that's what I really love to hear. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay. Altruism is such a big part of pageantry, not just in Jamaica, but all around the world. Tell me about your initiative.
So my initiative is the See Me Foundation. It's geared towards serving the visually impaired community in Jamaica. Also, people don't know, but the visually impaired community accounts for 7% of Jamaicans. And the challenges that they face are primarily surrounding job opportunities, earning an income to support their families, and just being socially a part of everything that's going on around them. They're often isolated because of their impairment. And so I just want to create a greater sense of awareness around the challenges that they face and encourage Jamaicans, far and wide, to actually bring them into the fore, bring them into their communities, take them out for dinner, bring them to church, take them wherever you're going, because at the end of the day, they're equally people just as you and I. And they do deserve the same opportunities that we have. With the right tools, they can actually be so productive in our society.
Okay, that's very interesting. How's it been going?
It's been a challenge here and there because of the reality that people don't acknowledge it. They don't see how to create solutions. But it's when you can't find solutions that you have to dig for them, because it's a reality that we're facing. We can't ignore it and push it under the rug. Just because something's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't address it or shouldn't come up with something better for that individual. So that's fine.
Okay. What exactly would you need from Jamaicans for this initiative to be a success?
I believe I would need more support, especially from the private sector if possible. Entities that actually earn some sort of revenue that are willing to support these individuals, not on the basis of sponsorship, but actually giving them productive means of work and encouraging them to be a part of their teams. Because it's okay if you bring them on board to work with you, but also there's a component of isolation. Do you want them to be in the office and feeling alone? Or are you going to actually integrate them in the way where, you know, we're going out for lunch together. Let's bring Tanya, who can't see, but at least she can enjoy Chinese with us. You know, it's a bigger picture. There's a bigger umbrella, and I'm really hoping that I can really dig into this initiative in the upcoming year.
You won the Altruism Award for your work in the Go Ghetto initiative.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
So it was just a phenomenal experience. I can't even put it into words how much I have grown from that experience. So the Go Getter initiative was an initiative that was started by the Miss Universe Jamaica organization, and it's geared towards enlightening or enhancing the lives of some ladies from the Annie Dawson Children's Home. We were placed in groups of 3, and we were assigned one young lady between the age of 13 to 17 to actually mentor. And the funny story about my mentee, so I mentioned before that I am interested in enhancing the lives of the visually impaired community. My mentee chose the number of my group, and she is visually impaired. She's the only visually impaired individual from that home. And so when she picked my number, it was really fate. It felt like fate. And being able to interact with her, to see how much potential she has, and to encourage her has been just such a heartwarming experience for me. We had the opportunity to pour into her physically. We provided some additional clothing for her, but also more recently, we were able to bring her to a perfumery in Kingston. So she is interested in starting her own business, and we wanted to actually expose her to that type of business which she's interested in. And it was just so fortunate that we were able to make contact with an individual. His name is Prince de Bruce, and he invited her to actually make her own perfume, her own scent, yes. And just having that experience was so beautiful. I mean, her face lit up after that experience, so I knew it was a life-changing one for her. So I'm looking forward to pouring into her further as time goes along. I've been in contact with her. She actually spoke with me this weekend after I gained the crown, and she congratulated me. We had a very deep-rooted discussion about her well-being and her current emotional state. But it's just been a phenomenal experience. I'm very grateful. I'm also grateful to my group members, Tashari McLean and Keandra Wellington, who worked so hard and so tirelessly to pour into her life. So it was really beautiful.
You can speak directly to the wider Jamaican audience who is getting to know you now. What can they expect from you in this year that you will reign?
For this year, I do hope to pour into the lives around me. I am focusing on youth empowerment and the visually impaired community, as mentioned before, but I also hope to empower women on a whole by being who I am, by being authentically myself and showing Jamaicans that it's okay to be a multifaceted woman. It's okay to pursue a career and also pursue other dreams on the side. It's okay to be stressed out a little bit, but at the end of the day, know that you are giving to yourself, that you are pouring into yourself. I think oftentimes we self-abandon as women in Jamaica based on our historical upbringing. And it's time for us to say, hey, I'm valuable too. And that's really what I want Jamaicans to embrace and to see.